Welcome students, this is your homework help video for 1.2 practice. We're working on this in class on Wednesday 8/26. It'll be due on Friday 8/28. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we're going to jump all the way down to number 7. It says the cost C in dollars of running a paddle board for H hours is given by C equals 25 plus 7H. After how many hours, so we want to know hours, is the cost $81. So our cost C is 81. When I look up here, it looks like we have two variables in our equation. And right now we're not equipped to solve something with two variables in here. But we find out at the end of the problem that C is not a variable. C is not an unknown. We actually know that this is 81. So we go ahead and plug that in. We talked about in class how if you don't like this over here on the left side, you can take the whole thing and move it over here to that side, and then you could go ahead and just get rid of that part right there. All right. Draw my line down. This differentiates the left side from the right side. I like to box the variable that I'm solving for. I box the variable, the number, and the symbol in front of it, so I get the plus, the 7, and the h. That box tells me to go ahead and leave that part alone, and let's get rid of the other part. So I see a positive 25 here, so the only way to get rid of a positive 25 is by subtracting 25, so I minus 25 to both sides. That cancels out because 25 minus 25 is 0. I bring down my positive 7h equals, and then I'm going to go ahead and subtract 81 minus 25. That goes to 7, that's 11, so that's 6, 56. So 56. All right here, this is 7 times h right here, 7 times h. So to undo multiply, we're going to divide. When it's beside it, we divide it. So I divide both sides by 7. Okay, so beside it helps us remember that we're going to divide it. 7's cancel out to be a 1. H equals 8, so it's 8 hours. All right, so the cost for renting a paddleboard, if we rent it for 8 hours, it's going to be $81. And we can check our work by doing 25 plus 7 times 8 hours. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 25, 56 plus 25, 5 and 6 is 11, carry the 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 81. So that is the correct answer. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Here I draw my line down. Anytime I have parentheses, I have to deal with those first. So I have a 6 outside of the parentheses here, and so this is the distributive property. So I'm going to do my 2 arrows right here. These 2 arrows indicate that we're going to multiply, because that's what the distributive property is all about, multiplication. So I just bring down the 4. I do a positive 6 times a 7, that is a positive 42. Then I do 6 times, this is a negative 1 over here, so 6 times a negative 1 is negative 6m equals 4. Okay. I want to solve for this part right here. I still have some like terms on this other side, so I'm going to go ahead and combine these two. 4 plus 42 is 46 minus 6m equals 4. I'm still going to keep that box. That box tells me to leave that part alone, and I'm going to subtract 46 from both sides because this is a positive 46 right here. Subtract 46. Whatever I do on the left, I got to do on the right. Bring down my negative 6m equals. That's why I keep this negative right here in the box. That helps me remember to bring it down, the 6 down, and the m down. Over here, 4 minus 46. So if you in your bank account, if you had $4 and you wrote a check for 46, you would have a negative $42 in your bank account. Last step, negative 6 times m here. So to undo times, we do divide. Negative 6, negative 6. The negatives cancel out, the 6 cancel out, and leave me with 1m. Negative 42 divided by negative 6 is positive 7. Okay. To check my work there, you would plug that back in. 4 plus 6 times 7 minus, plug in your 7 answer, and that's supposed to equal 4. Right here, 7 minus 7 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0, so I get 4 plus 0 equals 4, or 4 equals 4, and that is the correct answer. We learned back in middle school and elementary that all triangles add up to be 180. So if I add the left angle plus the top angle plus the right angle, I end up with 180 degrees. And that's how we integrate geometry and algebra together. So this is n plus 4n plus 40 equals 180. Okay? This is 1n, so you're going to combine that. 1n plus 4n is 5n. Bring down your 40 equals 180. Box this 5 in. I'm ready to solve now. We kind of have to wait till we get down to one letter there to be able to solve, and that's when we box it. This is my left side, this is my right side. So I see a plus 40, so I'm going to minus 40, those cancel. 5n equals 180 minus 40 is 140. When it's beside it, I divide it, so I'm going to divide both sides by 5. 5's cancel out to be a 1. N equals 5 goes into 140 to carry that 28 times. Alright? So that means this angle is 28. This angle is 4 times 28. So 4 times 8 is 32. Carry the 3. 4 times 8. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11, so that's 112. So this one is 112. We can double check to see if our work is correct by adding all those up. 112, this one, plus 40, this one, plus 28, this one, should equal 180. So you got 8 plus 0 plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. There's your 8. Bring down your 1. It is 180. So 28 is the variable. 28 is this angle. 112 is that angle. And they could ask you any of those types of things on a STAR test. Alright, so here we have to write our own equation and then solve it. So this says 10 less than a number. So 10 less means we're going to subtract 10. The quotient of a number in 3. Quotient means we're going to divide. A number is our x divided by 3. And is in math means equal, so this has to equal 6. Draw my line down. Box my variable. Deal with the 10 first, so I plus 10 to both sides. Plus 10. Minus 10 gets a plus 10, so those cancel. X divided by 3 equals 6 plus 10 is 16. This is divide by 3, so to undo divide, I multiply. It's all about opposites. The 3's cancel out, leaving me with x equals 16 times 3 is 48. And 48 is your answer. If you come back over to here and plug it in, 48 divided by 3 minus 10 is supposed to equal 6. 48 divided by 3 is 16. Minus 10 is 6. 16 minus 10 is 6. And so that does check out. Right. It says you purchased 2 bottles of sunscreen and a hat. The hat costs $6.50. You pay a total of $16.43. How much does 1 bottle of sunscreen cost? Okay, I'm going to help you set this one up and then let you solve the rest of it on your own. We want to know what's the cost of 1 sunscreen, so that's going to be our x. So x goes here. We're getting 2 of those bottles, so that's 2x. And means we're going to buy something else, so we're going to buy a hat. But a hat we know is $6.50. And our total of is our equals $16.43. So if you look up here across the top, I've written my equation up there. It is 2 sunscreens plus a $6.50 hat equals $16.43. Draw your line down, box your 2x, left side, right side. You're going to solve this down. And a decimal is going to be appropriate here because this is the cost for each bottle of sunscreen. Yeah, go ahead and finish that up and bring this plus the other 5 problems completed in for your grade on Friday, and that's how you'll be able to get 100. Bring this in plus the other 5. They don't have to be all perfectly done and correct, but you do have to attempt all 5 of the other problems as well.